Think about it. Ever had a bad day fishing? I doubt it. You'll get an argument from baseball fans, but fishing is America's favorite pastime. And possibly the oldest. It was in this article in 1612 that the first American reference to angling, meaning fishing with a rod and line, was written by Alexander Whitaker in Jamestown, Virginia.
There's a fish.
But of course, Indians were the first fishermen in this land.
But they made spears. It was used by Eskimos, it was used by Native Americans, all because the spear, I mean, they didn't have fishing line.
That's an early example of a fish decoy, made of deer antler used to attract fish that would then be speared.
And that was used in the ice to simulate a fish swimming.
In the 1600s, Europeans started trading iron with Indians, revolutionizing the fishing spear.
And it's usually a way to get the great big pike that break your lines in the summer. You know, they don't go after the small ones, they go after the big ones.
Fish decoys became the rave for ice fishermen in New York and northern Minnesota. Cut a hole in the ice, drop the decoy, and get ready with the spear.
Mostly in Lake Winnebago, Wisconsin, but they made huge sturgeon decoys. I mean, here's one that's 30 inches long and weighs 10 pounds. And this was used to get the great big 8 and 10-foot sturgeons. Dick Nelson of Zimmerman Falls, he's still living, but goes back several generations, and his specialty is kind of a bluegill. There's a big pike like these bluegills.
From decoys came plugs and lures, wooden, hook-laden fish catchers, windows into a past that today are considered folk art.
There's people collect them and put them on the wall just the same way another person would hang a painting or a print. When someone has carved it, hand-made it, add a spinner to the front, and hand-painted it, added some plastic eyes, and undoubtedly, you know, it's caught some fish.
And that brings us to fly fishing, believed to have come to America in the 1830s. But in 1886, this book by Englishman Frederick M. Helford on fishing the dry fly created a new love for angling. And in 1892, Mary Orvis Marbury published Favorite Flies in Their History in Boston, making the case that American rivers were different from those in Europe and that you needed a different assortment of patterns. Today, there are thousands, many forgotten. Angling in America, a history wrapped in tweed and wool. It's lined by tradition and heritage. It's generational. For many, it's an aging connection to youth.
Ooh, there's a fish.
And days gone by. It is America's favorite pastime.